Hi, I'm Natasha from the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden Foundation. Winter is here and it's time to celebrate the ultimate cold weather food, the potato. Potatoes can be cooked in so many different ways. They can be roasted, mashed, steamed, but today we're going to be grating these Carisma potatoes to make a beautiful potato galette. From the 3rd to the 30th of July 2024, 25 cents from the sale of every 2 kilo bag of Coles Australian Carisma washed potatoes will be donated to the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden Foundation to a maximum of $100,000. Stephanie, it's time for me to get out of your hair and let you work your magic.
The very first stage is mashing our Carisma potato. Now I'm just going to put my lumps of cooked potato into the ricer and then squash it. And now I'm adding to this a whole egg, an egg yolk, some salt, some pepper and 3 tablespoons of cream. Mix all that together. This is to make sure that the galettes are beautifully creamy. Now you could grate the potatoes in the grating disc of a food processor if you prefer. And because the skins are so thin, I'm not peeling these potatoes. Now for the next step, I'm going to ask Tash to help me. This is because there's always quite a bit of liquid in a grated potato, so I'm using a tea towel. I'm going to put the grated potato in the tea towel, roll it up like a loose sausage, and Tash is going to hold one end. The gratings are going to now be added to the mashed potato cream. I've said in the recipe 3 tablespoons of plain flour. I'm going to put half in first of all and mix it in and see if I think it needs more. This has got to end up being firm enough to be fried, but to taste like potato, not flour. I think that's enough. Now I'm going to make one of my favourite quick sauces, which is fresh tomato, butter, salt and pepper and some herbs. And I'm going to cut my tomato quite small so that it gives off lots of juice, because it's the juice mixing with the butter that really becomes the sauce. I've put my oven on low because I'm going to start cooking the galettes whilst the sauce makes itself. Butter, that will probably take up to 10 minutes, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Okay, so my sauce is bubbling. I'm going to move it to a lower heat and I'm actually going to put a lid on it and let it just quietly burble away while I start the galettes. Okay, so here I am with my big spoonful of clarified butter, also called ghee. So we let that get quite hot and then I'll start scooping some galettes into there. In the meantime, I've got some parsley from the garden and some basil leaves, the very last basil of the season, and I'm going to chop them quite roughly to put into our tomato sauce. What I've got here is my first batch of galette, looking gorgeous, and they're going to go into the oven to stay warm while I cook the second lot. So we have our beautiful plate here, and I'm going to put some salad on it. And these feel wonderfully crispy. Okay, I'm putting a bit of goat's cheese onto these. This style of goat's cheese will soften, but will not melt. And now we have our buttery, slightly herby tomato sauce.
They look delicious. I'm going in. Yeah, everything about it is delicious. So next time you're at Coles, pick up a bag of these 2 kilo bags of Carisma potatoes and whip up these delicious potato galettes. So remember, from the 3rd to the 30th of July 2024, 25 cents from the sale of every 2 kilo bag of Coles Australian Carisma washed potatoes will be donated to the Stephanie Alexander Kitchen Garden Foundation to a maximum of $100,000, which is incredibly exciting for us to help children be prepared for life by growing, harvesting, preparing and sharing.
I'm enjoying potatoes.
Yum!